Aries, and welcome to your Love Tarot reading for July 16th through July 31st, 2019. We're going to pull some cards here to look at overall energies and vibes in regards of love and romance for all of you. Okay, let's see what is coming out, Aries. All right, so we have it's complicated, casual connection, and romantic gesture. Okay, so all of these tell a story, but since this is a general reading for singles, dating, and committed, this is the primary card for singles, this is the primary card for those dating without a commitment, and this is the primary card for those in a commitment. Now, all energies, speak to you, but just to make it easier for the reading. So what I see going on here, some of you, I believe those who are committed, you're kind of questioning your relationship right now. Is this really serious? Is it not? What's going on? There could be some back and forth. And this, the second half of July, I feel like there's going to be some progress made and you're not going to be questioning that anymore, okay? Those of you who are single, or dating somebody without a commitment, I kind of feel like your energies are intertwined because it's complicated and casual connection. To me, this is a, relationship in your life that is kind of back and forth, back and forth. There's no commitment being offered or given. There's a lot of emotions involved or a lot of other energies that are involved, which makes it feel complicated. Like, I can't just walk away from this, even if you're feeling like you're being disrespected or treated like a casual connection. It's like, I can't walk away from this person, like I don't want to. And maybe every time you start, growing some distance, they do something very sweet to kind of pull you back in. And so I see very similar energy to that through the rest of July. Now, those of you who are completely single with nobody in your life right now, what I see here is anybody you potentially meet over these next 2 weeks might just be more of a casual involvement because there's a lot of complications in their life or in your life that is preventing let's run off into the sunset together. So anybody new that you guys meet over these next 2 weeks, it doesn't look like it's something that's going to pan out long term. Just saying, it looks like it could be fun, okay, but as far as long term, I don't know about that. So let's pull some dice. Okay, so wow, you guys got an interesting lineup here. We have the Empress. We have the Stars. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and lastly we have the High Priestess. So Aries, this coming through, I see why those of you that are in these complicated situations, why you can't walk away. There is definitely this element of soul connection, like destiny, like you guys are just constantly drawn back together for purpose, okay? And what that means is there's not, what you guys signed up to experience together this lifetime. It's nowhere near over, okay? But it just seems like whatever these complications are really interferes in the connection right now, okay? Now, those of you who are in a committed relationship solidly, this here is very promising, Aries. This is like a turnaround for you guys. With romantic gesture and this Ace of Pentacles, you could definitely be surprised by your mate, or maybe you are planning a surprise. Feels more like it's being bestowed upon you, or somebody in your guys' family could actually be giving you guys a gift, okay? Just because we have the Stars, the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have this Empress here. Somebody could actually be gifting you guys something that really helps you out over these next 2 weeks, okay? So those committed, in a committed relationship, relationship, Aries, you guys look like you're doing really good, okay? Whatever the hardships were that you guys were facing or encountering, it kind of looks like you're moving beyond that, and there's some help coming in for some of you. Others of you, it's like your mate is stepping up and really, you know, trying to make the effort for you and the relationship, okay? So those who are committed, it looks very good. Now, singles and just dating with no commitment, yeah, it's like through the dice, it looks, you know, and when I say single, those of you kind of involved with somebody, like you might not be talking or whatever, okay? What I see here is like a beautiful connection, all right, through the dice. It's beautiful, it's soul-based, it's real, okay? It's at its best, it's very nurturing and fertile and, you know, like comforting and safe, and it's the Empress. It's a very lovely energy, and with the stars, it's like magical, okay? So I see that in the dice. However, up in the cards, there is something, okay? Somebody's having commitment issues, is afraid to commit, has too much emotional baggage or other things going on in their life, and maybe they're not over somebody and everything that's happened, and it really prevents them from connecting solidly into a new connection with you. And Aries, it could be them, or that could be how you're feeling, where you have this great person in your life, and there's, you know, this lovely connection, but it's like these external factors or emotional baggage is really hindering the connection. It gets in the way. So that's either on your behalf or the person that you're interested in dating, etc. Okay? I see the connection, and that's why it's complicated, why you can't just throw your hands at it, since it seems like you're kind of spinning your wheels. Now, those of you who are completely single, and again, if you meet somebody new and I see like a high probability of that, remember the same applies. There's some sort of complication in their life or your life that may prevent a full connection, okay? And, you know, I just have to put this out there based on what I'm seeing here is maybe some of you who you're interested in or who you're dating, it could be like they're in a relationship with somebody else, okay? And that's why this has to stay casual. Or, you know, maybe you're in a relationship with somebody else, and that's why, you know, whoever this other person is coming in, you have to keep it casual with them. And casual could be just friendship, okay? If there's just a factor involved that's preventing the union to fully solidify, all right? And, you know, that's different reasons for all of you. But if you needed that clarity and that understanding that, yes, the connection is there, you're not crazy, there it is. But it's these external factors, Aries, that are really getting in the way of things. So let's pull some more cards here. All right, on one side, we have one-sided, emotionally selfish and immature. And on the other side, we have true man, emotionally mature and wholeheartedly devoted. Okay, so this does not have to be a man, all right? It's just speaking of the energy. So if you see here, the energies between you and the other person involved in this relationship connection is quite imbalanced. One person is very selfish, kind of just thinking about their needs, their wants, their desires, the way everything affects them. And the other person involved here is somebody who is very emotionally mature. So we have emotionally immature and emotionally mature. So it's like that could be part of this. Why it's complicated is one person has a lot of emotional growth to do, and that could also involve that emotional baggage, you know, just different things they've been through in their life they may have never faced and overcome. Or if somebody was very coddled and just handed everything, you know, as they go into adulthood, they kind of expect that same type of treatment, and in adulthood it doesn't work out that way so well, right? So Aries, those of you who are single or dating, it's like whoever you are dealing with or whoever may potentially be coming in, there's an imbalance of energy between you and that person, and somebody really needs to emotionally grow and overcome things of the past. Now, those of you in committed relationships, what I see with this is that change where, you know, one person has kind of been selfish, immature, not, you know, giving the relationship all it deserves, and now they're transitioning into this energy of the true man, stepping up with the romantic gesture and the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So those of you committed, it looks really good. Okay, so we have 10 of Emotions, happiness, togetherness, tribe. That speaks of the connection. Whether you're single, coupled, committed, that's talking about this beautiful connection that I see existing. Next out, we have Solo Journey, Dark Night, Reflection, Soul Searching. Next out, Message of Flames, Stimulating Messages or Desires Revealed. And lastly, we have the Divine Masculine of Roses, Devoted. Yes. Okay. So listen, Aries, back to you, committed. Look at this. Your partner or you, just depending on who wasn't giving the all to the relationship, has really had some reflection and thought, okay, about this relationship and what it means to them. And now over these next 2 weeks, I really see them stepping up, okay? And the reason why I say this is for committed is because of these 3 cards. Like I said, to help me anchor the energies and properly read, this is for committed. So that being the main overall energy, I read this a lot differently than I do with those 2 cards, just in case you're wondering. So those of you who are committed, I really see one of you stepping up big time after a lot of soul searching, okay, and transitioning from immature to mature and doing what it takes to make this relationship successful, okay? That's earth energy, could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now, for the rest of you, single or dating, what I see here is that specific person is right here. Like, you guys have an amazing connection. It is real, Aries, it is, okay? However, with Messenger of Flames, it's like there is a lot of emotional immaturity, either in you or in the other person involved in this relationship, okay? And a lot of soul searching needs to be done for that to change, for somebody to grow and mature emotionally, to be able to meet the other person in this connection on the same level, okay? Because the love is here, the connection is here. It's just that somebody is not emotionally capable or able to offer, you know, what is needed in a committed relationship. It's not that the desire isn't there. It's not that the connection isn't there. It's just they're lacking. So sometimes they're really good and they're on point, and then other times it's like they just drop the ball. It feels kind of back and forth, very wishy-washy type of energy to me, okay? And so you've got to decide, Aries, you know, what is it that you want and that you need? Because this person, you know, if it's the other person you are involved with that has this soul searching that must take place, you know, that's a process. And, you know, until that's complete, they are going to be back and forth, back and forth. And, you know, in 1 minute they might offer you, okay, I'm in, I'm stable, I'm steady, but they're going to eventually waver. You know, if you see the same signs, same patterns of behavior in them, then that tells you nothing has really changed. You have to see the evidence of changed behavior over a long period of time, okay? More than like a week or 2. Like, if somebody can keep it up for like 30, 60, 90 days, chances are they've really changed, they're improved, okay? But if somebody's just like, oh, I miss you, and that's why they're, you know, trying to be sweet on you right now, then once they get their fill, get their dose, then they're going to be good, and it's going to be back to the same old thing, okay? So just really keep that in perspective. Those of you that are dealing with this back and forth kind of wishy-washy person. And again, those of you who are single who may meet somebody new, over these next 2 weeks. I can see a lot of chemistry between the two of you, but just be warned that this might be very short-lived because it's complicated, casual connection. I don't see like, hey, let's get solid, let's be together, just you and me, and and actually meaning it. The only place I see that is those who are committed, based on the primary energies. So Aries, those of you who are in these kind of back and forth, complicated, maybe not even speaking, it's a matter of emotional maturity and growth that must take place. That's the problem right now. That's, why you seem to spin your wheels, and sometimes it's good, and then other times it's just horrible and not even tolerable, okay? So that's what needs to happen. And this is a general reading, so if that's in the person you're involved with, you've got to ask Spirit for further guidance and clarity about that. Like, well, Spirit, what do I do? Do I kind of step back, or am I supposed to just be a friend along this journey until they get it right? Like, you've got to put it out to Spirit and ask, for your individual personal confirmation, because this is just general, and I'm bringing you forth the energy that you're dealing with and why it's that way, okay? But those of you in these committed relationships, or I will give this, those of you that somebody may come back into your life in this last 2 weeks of July, offering you and I would say there's been some distance, okay? It's not like you just been not talking for a week, all right? This is where I feel there's been some distance and a significant amount of time for somebody to have some soul growth, okay? If somebody is returning back into your life under that context, Aries, I do believe what they're offering you now is 100% legit, okay? Like, if you're being given that commitment, hey, Aries, I miss you, I want to be with you, I want to make this real, like, that to me is legit. The person who's just back and forth, same old song and dance, same old story, no, they're the same thing. Like, it's just going to repeat until they have this, solo journey, maybe some time without you being able to always run back to you, but those areas where you've been separated from somebody for a significant amount of time, they're coming back into your reality over these last 2 weeks of July. I do see that they are very serious about making it work with you this time around, okay? So Aries, those are your messages. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.